Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something pretty mind-bending actually. We're not just teaching AI to think. We're teaching it to think about its own thinking.
Okay, so let's just dive right in with a question that I'm sure has crossed your mind. How is it that these incredibly powerful AIs, the ones that can write code and create art, how do they still manage to make what look like really simple, basic mistakes? Well, a lot of the time it boils down to a breakdown in multi-step reasoning.
So, to get to the bottom of that, we're going to tackle this in a few steps. First, we'll look at the core reasoning problem. Then, we'll get into the two levels of thought that are inspired by, well, us. After that, we'll break down level 1, which is all about basic thinking patterns. And then level 2, which is about thinking. And finally, we'll see how it all clicks together to build a way smarter AI.
All right, let's get started. Section 1, AI's reasoning problem, and why it's about more than just pattern matching. Okay, so let's start on that first rung of the ladder here, really understanding the core problem. Look, large language models are amazing pattern matching machines. They are just fantastic with language. But, and this is a big but, reliable, multi-step reasoning, that's a totally different ballgame. It takes a lot more than just predicting the next word in a sequence.
And that's why the next frontier here isn't just about throwing more data at the problem or building an even bigger model. Nope. The real breakthrough is going to come from designing a smarter architecture, basically a better process for how the model actually reasons its way to an answer.
Okay, on to our next section, the two levels of thought. And this is a lesson straight from human psychology. Now, this is where it gets really, really cool. The solution, it's actually inspired by how our own minds work. It turns out we can build much more reliable AI by basically copying the two distinct levels of thought that you and I use every single day.
So we can break this whole process down into two parts. On one side, you've got cognition, that's the raw thinking patterns. And on the other, you have metacognition, that's the thinking about thinking part. You can think of it this way. One is the actual thought, and the other is the awareness of that thought.
So let's dig into cognition first. The easiest way to think about this is like an AI writing the first draft of an essay. It's the direct first-order reasoning. It's generating the list of steps, it's exploring some possibilities, it's the raw output of ideas, it's the work itself, warts and all. Metacognition, on the other hand, is the AI stepping back and becoming its own editor. It's the part that reads over that first draft, hunts for logical flaws, questions its own assumptions, and basically asks, hang on a second, does this actually make sense? Is this argument solid? Am I missing something? All right, let's move on to level 1, basic thinking patterns, which is all about giving the AI a cognitive toolkit. So let's see how we actually build this, starting with level 1, the cognitive tools. Because look, to get to good reasoning, you first have to give the AI a solid toolkit of basic patterns to help it structure its thoughts in the first place.
And this toolkit includes some really foundational techniques. These are things that guide the model away from just, taking a wild guess at an answer and push it towards a more structured process. We're talking about things like structured decomposition, breaking down big problems, all the way to using external tools, like a calculator or a database when it needs to.
Yeah, a really classic example here is something called chain of thought, or COT. This is basically like forcing the AI to show its work in a math problem, right? Instead of just jumping to the answer, you make it write down every single intermediate step. And that makes its reasoning process totally explicit. Not only does this usually make the answer more accurate, but it also makes it way easier for us to see exactly where it might have gone wrong. And then you've got tree of thought, which, you guessed it, takes this a step further. This is much more like human brainstorming. Instead of following just one single path, the model explores a bunch of different reasoning paths at the same time. It's constantly evaluating them, figuring out which ones are dead ends, and then only moving forward with the most promising ones. It's a much more robust way to think. Okay, but having those tools is just the beginning. Now for level 2, thinking about thinking. This is where we give the AI its inner critic. But here's the thing, just having those cognitive tools, it's not enough. The real game changer is when you add that second level, metacognition. This is where we give the AI that crucial inner critic to actually supervise its own work.
And this quote from cognitive science just hits the nail on the head. Metacognition is knowledge about and regulation of one's own cognitive processes. See, that's the goal right there. We don't just want the AI to think, we want it to have knowledge about its thinking and the power to regulate it, to steer itself back on course when it starts to go off the rails.
And this is how it works in practice, as an explicit feedback loop. First, it's self-monitoring, asking itself, is my reasoning making sense? Is it complete? Then it moves to self-evaluation and critique. Okay, where are the potential flaws in my logic? And finally, self-revision. Right, let me use that critique to actually fix my answer. It's this beautiful, constant cycle of self-correction.
And this solves one of the biggest and frankly scariest problems with AI today, overconfidence. You've probably seen it. Models can be 100% confident even when they're 100% wrong. By prompting them to self-critique, we help close that dangerous gap. We're basically teaching the AI to know what it doesn't know, which is a massive step towards making it truly reliable.
All right, so let's put it all together. Building a smarter AI, how this works in practice. Okay, so we have these two levels, cognition and metacognition. How do we actually combine them into a single, powerful system? Let's take a look at the practical design patterns that make all this work. So a really core pattern here is called the think, then reflect loop. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, the cognitive phase. The model just thinks step by step and spits out a first draft, a provisional answer. Then step 2, the metacognitive phase. A completely separate prompt asks the model to step back and critique its own reasoning. And then the final output is a corrected answer that incorporates that critique. And almost every single time, that final answer is way, way better. And get this. This basic loop can be expanded into some even more sophisticated systems. I mean, imagine an AI that creates a reflection bank, basically a memory of its past mistakes so it can learn from them, or an AI that can use metacognition to double-check if the information it retrieved is actually useful, or even one that can dynamically decide how much thinking time and effort a really tough problem needs. It's pretty wild.
So here's a really simple mental model to hold on to. All those cognitive processes, the thinking, they happen inside a single worker process, like a tool call. But the metacognitive processes, they live in the manager or the controller that's sequencing and evaluating what all those workers are doing. It's a system of checks and balances.
So ultimately, the big takeaway here is that we're not just trying to make these models bigger. We're trying to make them smarter by importing these human-like cognitive architectures. We're giving them a more structured way to think, and crucially, the ability to self-correct, just like we do. Which brings us to a final, pretty deep thought to leave you with. We often think of superintelligence as being absolutely certain, absolutely confident. But what if the real path to a more human-like and more reliable AI isn't about giving it more knowledge, but about giving it the capacity for self-doubt? Something to think about.